It is the award-winning in-wheel time car talk show. Just ahead, we're going to have our story of the week.
Right.
Later, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mr. Morris has This Week in Auto History. And I'll have the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars. There he is over there. See him waving?
There he is.
Uh-huh.
I see you.
We have more Jeff Zekin, as always. And Chief Engineer David Ainsley is out today running errands and going to school. What?
He's schooling them errands, man.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. I won't be around tomorrow. Okay, fine. Go. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today.
That's what we say to Mike. Go on, kid.
Yeah, we do. We do say that.
We do.
So I thought that I would start this segment off with a different kind of story. Of course, that's why it's the story of the week. Gather round, children. This is a story from Automotive News that I thought was worthy to repeat here on this show because we can have a little talk about it. A Detroit boat propeller business.
All right. I'm in.
Boat propellers.
Boat propellers.
Okay. It was drowning in months-long manufacturing lead times until Ford Motor Company did something unusual for a global automaker, and that is it became the startup's supplier. You're going, what? It's the sort of collaboration Executive Chairman Bill Ford wanted to happen at Michigan Central, a mobility campus centered around a former train station the automaker restored. You're familiar with this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a story
Central Station, yeah.
Yeah, that they made headlines because they moved out of the old Ford building in Dearborn and moved everything down to the train station. Mm-hmm. And so, at any rate, scattered brained here for a moment. Sharrow Engineering established its headquarters last May next door at New Lab, an innovation hub working to pair entrepreneurs with the industrial and engineering know-how of the Motor City. A first-of-its-kind partnership between Ford and Sharrow centered on a 3D sand casting supply agreement. It's radically changed the trajectory of the boat propeller business, according to founder and CEO Greg Sharrow. He says it's game-changing. Now we're going from 130 days to 3 days to get our steel.
Wow.
In other words, lead time for customers was reduced from an entire boating season to just a few days, a sales windfall for the startup. For Ford, it was just a matter of plucking the right design from its expansive manufacturing catalog. And I want to say that Ford is also talking to the U.S. government regarding building things, they didn't say what, for the military.
Call them widgets.
The Ford-Sharrow partnership goes back nearly a year. Greg Sharrow, who launched his reduced vibration boat propeller. It's weird looking.
Yeah, I know. It's actually a very, very unique design.
Yeah, he launched this thing in 2012. Certainly, he had the best product in the industry, but it had a big problem. He couldn't make them fast enough. The entrepreneur happened to hear from a New Lab employee about an opportunity to connect with Ford engineers, the kind of chance encounter New Lab exists to create. Within minutes of that first conversation with Ford, an engineer offered Sharrow a solution, 3D sand casting, which merges traditional metal forming with additive manufacturing. Right then, a partnership formed, minus the red tape and protracted talks typical when a small company seeks business from an auto giant. After months of fine-tuning, Ford launched production of the castings at its advanced manufacturing center in nearby Redford and had scaled to 100 per week. After Ford produces the castings, they are sent to one of a handful of local foundries and filled with metal. From there, they're shipped to Sharrow Engineering's plant in Harper Woods in Metro Detroit to be machined, polished, and shipped to customers. Partnership involves a standard supply agreement in which Ford generates revenue by fulfilling purchase orders from Sharrow Engineering. And more manufacturers, especially the Detroit 3, are getting into this sort of thing because clearly the competition in building cars is getting more and more intense.
Couple of things on that. I know exactly where that plant's at. It's at North Beach Daily Road in Redford, Michigan. I know it well. I see future recalls and propellers with Ford. That's what I got out of the story.
Well, Ford does have a problem with recalls, and we're all well
No, but I
aware
think
of
that's
that.
a great idea. And then looking at the photo that Don had of that, it's very, very high tech, very spacey type of propeller. I mean, it's very,
It's
very,
weird looking.
yeah,
It looks almost like a bow,
yeah, it does.
and it's three
Yeah.
wings of it that run this thing through the water, and
Like a paper clip three times spread out.
kind of
Paper
like
clip,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
thing I
very
find
different.
real interesting is that the big three or the automobile world has always dealt or they've developed a just-in-time mentality. You know, they buy their parts from suppliers that come in every day because they need them for this day, and it almost seems like they're turning around and now doing some of that for other people. That same mentality, we can do it in 3 days when you order it,
Well, yeah,
and
from
just like they
180.
get
Yeah, well,
right.
they've got the connections, they've got the suppliers. So all they got to say is, "Hey, who is it that makes our castings, our aluminum castings?" Well, go to that guy and say, "Hey, look, we've got a deal here. Would you be interested in doing that, partnering with us?" And they said, "Sure," because it's more volume for them,
Yeah.
more
Sure.
money for
Yeah.
Very
everybody.
space age looking.
Yeah, it's. I think it's the future of the auto industry is not going to be just automobiles. I think that it's going to have to be for them to survive, and to have operating cash to actually get into other businesses.
I've got another idea with
Well,
this. Just came across. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, do you think then that they may revert back to supplying some of their own parts, like starters or something? Go back to
I
doing
don't think
that?
that I don't think that they're going to do that. I don't, but because they've got other people that can build the stuff. I don't think that they're going to, do anything like they're not going to start making manifolds. They're going to give that to somebody else
Yeah.
over there.
Brand it with us. Yeah.
Right. They're not going to make wheels. They're not going to make glass. The Rouge River plant there for Ford in Michigan, they used to have their own glass
Oh, yeah.
plant on the property.
Everything was made.
Everything
on it.
was there on the property. Because have you been to the Rouge River, Mike?
Uh, One time, just
Yeah. And it was. I think that we might have been on that same trip, but the property up there is massive, and you're going, what in the world do they need all this for? Well,
Everything.
they needed it because they built the entire
So the ore
car
coming
there.
in and all that.
Yeah,
melt.
all of it.
Here's the other thing I see: Ford propellers. I see flying cars in this using that propeller. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Ford's getting into it. They got rid of the EV stuff. Now they're getting into flying cars with their new propeller. You watch.
or maybe they'll build boats to kind of put the propellers on.
Yeah, could do that too. That'd be a start.
Is there some smoking stuff around here somewhere? I don't know what these guys are
Secondhand
doing.
smoke blowing through.
Secondhand smoke. That's
It's
what it
coming
is.
from Neaterville.
Yeah, yeah.
Got
And
a
that
swamp
would- that-
fire going on over
There
here.
you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I thought it was an interesting story, but I see these auto manufacturers getting more diversified in what they are capable of doing and helping people like this guy here.
General
Well, and
Motors.
generate revenue, generate cash income.
Outside
Some
of
way or another,
outside of
yes.
the auto industry, yes, exactly, and because they have the capability of building anything really. I mean, look at World War
True.
II. I mean, all of the car manufacturers moved into building airplanes and all of the support stuff, Jeep, all of that.
And the what's the process where they where they make the beads and it fills up? What's that? Dang, I just lost my train of thought.
Beads.
Where you can they put it in a machine and you make a part out of plastic. What is that, Mike?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
it's 3D engineering.
Yeah, 3D engineering, 3D printing,
printing. There you go.
3D printing. So
I'm still hung on a
part,
Ford M16.
The part like that could be a 3D printed. I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
And-
And then they
and-
take that to make the mold, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know all of the processes
Okay.
involved in this, but yes, you're exactly right. As a matter of fact, there's a gal that I follow that is very talented.
Does she know that?
Is that one of the stalking charges?
That's it.
That's it. He's done.
She's mechanically skilled, and she buys all these high end, for me anyway. One was a laser cutter that she bought and made a gasket out of it. And you take a picture of the gasket, you put it in this machine, it scans it, and then once it gets scanned in there, then it actually laser cuts the material
Yeah.
to make it absolute, perfect, identical gasket.
Yeah, and you see these on these car shows that we've watched over the years that they have those devices, those machines that actually cut it out of wood or metal or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're getting
Etching.
less and less expensive and make it affordable for regular Joes like us.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Joes would be a really
We would probably hurt ourselves with that somehow.
yeah. Cut off a
Hey,
finger.
look at
Hey, what
this.
happened to your
Hey.
finger? I cut it off with a laser.
Yeah,
etcher.
With a
but
hole in the
you could
laser.
take your 3D printer then and make you another finger.
You know, that would be something that
Just
you'd go
saying.
to. You'd go to Neaterville and
In
have
3
that
days,
done.
not the 180 it normally takes.
That's it. You could make that middle finger longer if you wanted to.
Yeah.
There's that.
Oh boy.
I'm quit right here. I'm not going any further.
You're not going to go any further?
No, sir.
All right. Well, that's probably a good thing. Yes, I've been thinking about maybe getting rid of the Corvette.
Yeah, you talked about and God bless you. Yeah, you deserve
Well,
something. Something you can be more
Something you
comfortable.
can
I
drive.
can't even believe that I'm even going to say this, but I'll be honest with you. I'm getting tired of shifting with
Well-
a clutch and my knees and getting in and out of the car, the whole 9 yards. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had a Corvette since 1976.
Preaching to the choir.
All through the years, I've had several Corvettes, and I love the car. But, it comes a time you're going, that Cadillac CTS is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
a
could
little,
get something-
a little four-door sedan.
With your
a-
connections, you could find a real nice one.
So
yeah, it'd be used. I'm
Yeah.
not going to buy a
Yeah.
new one, but it'd be used. Something
that's part of that is that traffic that you drive in. Whenever I come over there and I'm driving a manual shift car, I mean, it's just by the time I get out of there, late afternoon traffic and stuff, and spend 2 hours on the loop or something, it's just it's miserable driving a manual transmission in that
well,
kind of stuff.
and it's not so much the shifting part of it that I dislike. I mean, it is what it is, and I bought the car because it had a 6-speed manual transmission in it.
Right.
Well, that was then, and today is now. And I think I'd be well served in a nice sedan.
Yeah. But you have to be careful on a sedan too. Like Kathy's got the Lexus, and it's kind of low for me because I got a bad back, but it's kind of hard to get in for me as well in her car. My Buick, God save the Queen, it's just perfect.
Well, getting in to me is not too much of a problem. It's the getting out. I can fall into just about anything.
Okay.
I don't know as if you want to use the word
Fall in.
Well, if worse comes to worse.
Yeah, well, there's that. It's not that I have a hard time getting in and out of the car. In for most times, I'll say that. But it is getting more difficult when you have to pick yourself up out of a seat that is probably about 6 inches above the concrete.
Right. Yeah.
And so there's that.
Or you could have the one like behind me there. See that? That's what my old car looked like, my Nova.
Your Nova.
Yeah, my 72 Nova. I had sport mirrors on mine, and I had the same kind of wheels, same stripe.
But the sport mirror, what year was yours?
Mine was a 72, but the mirrors came from a Camaro. They were new, the fancy sport mirrors on a Camaro. My dad got some, and we put those on the Nova.
Interesting.
Had them painted body color.
Well,
and
it's
all that.
funny because when I ordered the 77 Corvette, I ordered it in 76, and I was unaware of the fact that they offered sport mirrors instead of those big chrome
Yeah,
things.
like what's on the one behind your head there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And so I wanted those sport mirrors. Well, I went back to the Chevrolet dealership, and they butchered
Oh my.
the inside of the door
Oh wow.
with a sawzall. Is all I can. Is what it looked like to me to get those mirrors on there.
Oh,
They didn't
man.
have to do
No, we
that,
did
but
it
they
in the
gave it to
garage.
somebody that didn't know what he was doing.
And in fact,
Clearly.
we painted them ourselves too. My dad had them painted and
Yeah,
put them on.
match the car.
Yeah.
That's a nice little
Good
custom
stuff.
touch. Though.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Pro
Let's
mod.
see. Huh?
I turned it into a pro mod.
A pro mod. Yeah, it wouldn't go in a car show as unmolested car. You molested it. Those are not stock wheels on there either.
Yeah, he had a court orders reason he doesn't have it anymore.
Court order. Good point.
Mike's
All
on
right, just
fire.
ahead, we're going to have Jeff's racing calendar. Mr. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll bring you this week's automotive news headlines. It's just ahead on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We're back in a flash.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Loopy Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Loopy Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Loopy Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in Houston. Visit any of the Loopy Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Loopy experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Loopy beef and chicken fajitas or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Loopy Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Loopy Tortilla. Eats pretty good. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show thanks you for 15 wonderful years. Yep, our first show aired May 7th, 2011 on a local radio station. Then it was a move to the digital world and social media, and you followed. Thank you. We continue to build and grow our fan base, and it's all because of you and your auto enthusiast friends. We appreciate your support. It's always great to see you at our remote broadcast, too, and we hope you'll continue to stop by and say hello. It's been a great ride, and we hope to bring you more fun and adventure right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
To noon Central Time. Listen and watch on inwheeltime.com, Facebook, and YouTube. If you miss it, you'll be able to connect through a podcast from your favorite podcast channel anytime. All right, time now for Jeff's racing calendar, sponsored by the Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Thank you for that. We're going to start out with the NHRA today. They're off until the 14th of May. They're going to be at the
it's Mother's Day weekend.
Gerber Collision Glass Route 66 NHRA National Event by Peak. That's going to go on next week. But in addition to
how
that,
many sponsors do they have in that one line?
It's like a 42 word.
Jeez.
Adria Force Height, daughter of NHRA legend John Force, passed away at the age of 56 this past week. She had a lifetime role with the racing dynasty there with John Force. The eldest daughter of the NHRA legend John Force and a formidable figure in his racing career passed away. Her passing marks the loss of a key architect behind one of the most successful teams in drag racing. I would agree with that. She was born in 1969 in Huntington Park, California. Height grew up immersed in the world of motorsports through John Force. She was the oldest daughter of the four siblings that he has. John Force once reflected the role she played as bringing the family together, noting that his daughter was a central part to the dynamic of the race team. So prayers for that family. We're moving on. We've got NASCAR. NASCAR ran yesterday on the trucks. I watched a little bit of it. Didn't really get the gist of it. I didn't see. Well, I actually saw who won, but I don't know the driver. You've got Watkins Glen all week today and also tomorrow for NASCAR. Indy ran some qualifying and testing today for the road course. It actually ran at 9:30 this morning for one of the tests and qualifying.
How long have they been doing this road course thing in May?
They've been doing it for some time, I believe. You asked that earlier, and I'll look it up and have you an answer maybe in about a month. But then they're getting ready for the Indy 500 at the end of the month, like Don says. F1 is the Canadian Grand Prix on the weekend of Memorial Weekend, so they're off till that time. And then we've got, we just talked about it.
They don't recognize Memorial Day up in Canada.
In Formula One stuff, yeah. And then today you got the NASGrass race for the lawnmowers. That's in Florida. So if you're out there.
Got the what race?
NASGrass.
NASCAR.
Instead of NASCAR, it's NASGrass.
NASCAR. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write
That's where
that
they
down.
race the lawnmowers, Mars.
Yeah.
Do you even do you own a lawnmower?
Several, unfortunately.
Why do you say several?
Well, because I have one at home. I've got one at the beach. I got one at the daughter's house. They're everywhere.
Are they riding or are they self-propelled?
So I got one rider.
Oh. That's the beach, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you like cruise down the beach in it?
Nah, you don't cruise the beach too much. It kicks up too much sand.
Yeah. Do you get out there and what is that road? The main road down
Highway 87.
What is it?
87 runs down the beach road.
Well, I was going to say that you can just run it right out there in the beach road.
Yeah.
Well, you
Or-
could till the sheriff's department shows up, and I know they have new colors. I didn't realize I'm always looking for the green and white, but Galveston County now has new colors on their cars. They're much more camouflaged, shall we say?
Oh.
Camouflage.
Are they like ghost?
They're not
ghost
camouflage.
sheriff?
They're just more neutral, natural colors, so that whenever you have the dry summer weeds in the swamp, they kind of blend in a little better.
Huh. Okay. Well, you're good to hide the cop cars out there in the swamp.
Is there a
Yes.
recipe for the dry summer weeds? I don't know. Put
There's
them
a
in
song in that, I
Put it
think.
in a
Swamp
salad.
fires.
Summer weeds.
Summer weeds makes me feel fine.
Right. Okay. Some of the stories making automotive news headlines. As of early 2026, the idea of summoning a car, tapping your phone and having a car drive itself to your exact location is rapidly shifting from a futuristic vision to real-world deployment across Europe. Well, if it's happening over there, you know it's going to be here before too long. Shift is being driven by technology advances in teleoperation or remote driving and an evolving European regulatory framework that's beginning to accommodate greater range and higher levels of autonomy. Rather than waiting for full autonomy, several European players are betting on a hybrid approach, remote-controlled vehicles or car summoning. This hybrid approach dramatically reduces the cost and complexity of full autonomy, an important consideration in a sector where development can require billions in investment. Berlin-based VAY, V-A-Y, is a frontrunner. VAY's teledrivers remotely control electric cars from a station and drive them to the customer's location. The customer takes the wheel, and when the trip is completed, the teledriver takes back control of the vehicle and drives it to the next customer. The idea is to deliver the convenience of car ownership without the cost or hassle at roughly half the price of ride-hailing. Taxi.
Oh,
None of that.
hell no.
Oh, hail no. So coming to somewhere near you soon.
So if you're in the car and it drops you off at your house, and then they say, okay, bye-bye, and that remote driver takes it to the next place, they don't clean it out.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I left my.
Or you went down to the beach to visit Mars and you got sand all over your feet.
Yep,
it's all
yep.
over the inside of the
Or
car.
I
Yeah,
went
or
grocery
you
shopping
spent-
and I forgot the frozen mackerel that I had in the back seat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep. Or you drank too much beer on the beach and you're up chucking in the back seat all the way back to town.
Or
Great.
maybe you're just a little gassy.
Maybe so.
Well, the windows you can roll
that
down.
would be
to take
you,
care of
Jeff.
that,
Yeah, Jeff would have to speak for himself on that one. Italian supplier Brembo,
Oh.
not Bimbo, but Brembo,
Okay.
has begun large-scale production of its Sensify brake-by-wire system for a global automaker, marking a milestone in the shift toward software-defined vehicles, the company said. The by-wire braking system will be standard across this automaker's, unknown to us just yet, entire vehicle program, Brembo said. The supplier declined to name the customer. The system is designed to support a wide spectrum of applications, from advanced driver assistance systems to fully autonomous driving. Sensify adopts a fluid-free by-wire architecture, which is a cornerstone of the shift toward SDVs. Do you know what an SDV is? I had to look it up.
Did you get shots
Penicillin?
for it?
Software defined vehicle.
Oh.
An SDV. Yeah, you get a shot for it. Braking becomes intelligent, adaptive, and integrated into the whole vehicle system rather than just a mechanical response. Software can adjust braking force at each wheel individually and instantly, meaning better stability. Brembo, which makes high-performance brakes for everything from race cars to exotic cars, motorcycles, and bikes, said it has signed additional contracts with other unnamed customers and therefore expects to equip hundreds of thousands of vehicles per year. So brake-by-wire coming to a vehicle near you, and you
Yeah.
know everybody's going to go to that.
Instead of the other way around.
Well, you know, the hydraulic fluid thing, that was a thing, what is it, 100 years ago? Not so much anymore. Every car's got it. So I thought that was a
So
pretty interesting story.
What's old is new again.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So
not
fly
exactly
by wire, break by wire.
break by wire. I'm not
trying
exactly
to
sure.
imagine the hardware when you go in there, if you happen to do your brakes still, kind of hardware you're going to have to deal with.
Well, I would imagine that you're still going to have calipers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you still probably have all the
some-
same parts.
Some
yeah.
sort of
Right, but it's-
solenoid or something to activate
Well,
it.
it'd have to be
something.
yes, an electronic solenoid,
Right.
powered by battery. That's what it would be. So it'd be an electric motor, I would imagine,
Well,
of some sort.
But if it's by wire, you're
Well,
gonna
it's
get
by
your
wire, but it's going to have to activate something to clamp.
Right. You're going to have the signal come in. You could probably bring the power in with the signal, I would think.
I guess.
What do I know?
Well, actuator, probably some type of actuator
Yes.
or piston system.
Right,
yeah.
but not dependent
have a
on
power
hydraulic
supply.
fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no hydraulic fluid. A library in Washington State got a pair of Henry Ford biographies back more than 6 decades after they were checked out. Richland Public Library in Southeast Washington recently received The Legend of Henry Ford by Keith Sward, a record 64 years and 9 days overdue, according to Northwest Public Broadcasting. Quote, Ford, The Times, The Man, The Company by Alan Nevins was returned 63 years and 11 months late.
Wow.
How much would that cost? Someone recently inherited an old book collection, discovered checkout cards inside the 2 Ford biographies, and brought them to the library, the public radio station reported. A form on how to write essays also is found in the books. Quote, so we can assume that whoever checked these out originally was writing some sort of essay about Henry Ford for school. That according to Chris Nuff, Richland Public Library manager. The library no longer charges late fees, but if it did, the books theoretically, or is that theoretically, could have accumulated some $3,000 in fines.
Wow.
My God. There you go, Mars.
Instead, it's a recall of the
Yeah,
library.
it's a
book.
recall.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that's
Mike.
right.
There you go.
And this one for Jeff.
All right.
Cadillac rolling out a limited run special edition performance sedan as part of the luxury automaker's high-profile entry into Formula One. The CT5V Blackwing F1 Collector Series is outfitted with F1 and Fédération Internationale des Automobiles logos inside and out. Power is supplied by a 6.2-liter supercharged V8, 685 horsepower, 673 pound-feet of torque. Upgraded supercharger was developed in collaboration with GM Motorsports. The sedan is offered only with a 6-speed manual transmission. Huh. Cadillac will build only 26 of them, a nod to the year the automaker joined F1. And it'll be available only in the U.S. and Canada. Pricing not announced. Standard CT5V Blackwing is priced at $102,795, including shipping. Production is set to begin mid-year.
Didn't you have a black wing? Both you cats had a black wing. Did you have a blue one or something?
When they first came out.
First came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's your Cadillac.
They didn't say the
There it is.
Well, there's a price problem there.
Well, unannounced, yeah.
There is that. All right. We would love to hear from you. Just shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back right after this.
Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your car's finish without a full repaint. Searching for real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors, Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get it protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today and online at gcautoshield.com. Gift giving should be meaningful, and we have an idea. A hand-painted custom illustration of your car from one of the nation's leading artists. Now you can get one or a car show poster customized for you, a friend, or a loved one. Bill Seitz will be happy to guide you through the process. No matter what the day, birthday, anniversary, or any day, an Autographics custom illustration adds an extra touch of class to any home. Call Bill today, 832-922-0963. That's 832-922-0963.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.